Steve Palazzolo here with Pro Football Focus, giving you your players to watch during Conference Championship weekend. Let's start with the MAC Championship game Friday night. It's Buffalo against Northern Illinois. Buffalo wide receiver Anthony Johnson has 45 catches, including 29 first downs, 9 touchdowns, and he's forced 11 missed tackles after the catch. Johnson has been one of the nation's best receivers for a few years now. On the other side, Sutton Smith, one of the best pass rushers for the second straight year. Not as dominant as he was last year with a 93.8 grade, but this year, 90.5 overall. He has 54 total pressures. That includes 13 sacks, 11 QB hits, and 30 hurries to go with 4 forced fumbles. Also on Friday night, the Pac-12 Championship will have Utah taking on Washington. Keep an eye on Utah linebacker Chase Hansen. He's got the number 5 grade in the Pac-12 at 87 overall, and he's been all over the field with 20 pressures, 53 stops, 2 interceptions, and 2 pass breakups. For Washington, cornerback Byron Murphy has emerged as the number 1 corner in the nation, 91.2 overall grade to go with 13 pass breakups. That's 7th. He's allowed only 9.3 yards per reception and a passer rating of only 69.1 when targeted. First game on Saturday is Oklahoma versus Texas in the Big 12 Championship. For Texas, keep an eye on slot receiver Lil Jordan Humphrey. He's number 7 in the nation with 905 yards from the slot. Also forced 21 missed tackles on only 72 receptions, and he's averaging 7.3 yards after the catch. Oklahoma has a receiver of their own in Marquise Brown, who has the number 1 receiving grade in all of the Power 5. He's averaging 8.6 yards after the catch per reception, and he has a passer rating of 142.2 when targeted. Also, Brown is one of the best deep threats in the nation with 568 yards. That's 7th in the country. The AAC Championship will pit Memphis against UCF. It's going to take Memphis running back Darrell Henderson having a special game. He has an 89.4 overall grade. That's 3rd in the nation among running backs with at least 190 carries. That includes 5.6 yards after contact per attempt and 52 forced missed tackles on 198 carries. Henderson is averaging a ridiculous 8.6 yards per attempt. And for UCF, keep an eye on Richie Grant at safety. 90.1 overall grade is number 6 in the country. 5 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, 29 stops, and 3 forced fumbles. In the SEC Championship, Alabama is taking on Georgia. Keep an eye on Alabama interior defensive lineman Quinnen Williams, the number 1 defensive player in the entire nation with a 95.5 overall grade. He has 38 pressures. That's number 5 among interior defensive linemen and number 1 in defensive stops with 43. And Georgia has a defensive star of their own in DeAndre Baker. He has a 90.5 overall grade. That's number 2 among all cornerbacks this year. Only a 35.5 passer rating against when targeted. That's number 3. He has 2 interceptions and 9 pass breakups this season. In the Mountain West Championship, we have Boise State taking on Fresno State. And it's Fresno State cornerback Juju Hughes who's having an excellent season at 90 overall. That's number 8 in the nation among corners. He's allowed a passer rating of only 45.6 into his coverage. That includes 3 interceptions and 7 pass breakups. For Boise State, it's Curtis Weaver, one of the best pass rushers in the nation, with an 87.2 overall grade. He has 50 pressures. That includes 12 sacks, and his 90.8 pass rush grade ranks 6th in the country. In the ACC Championship, Clemson's taken on Pittsburgh. There are plenty of Clemson players to watch, but keep a close eye on Christian Wilkins, 92.6 overall grade. That includes a 93.1 grade in the run game and a 90.5 pass rush grade. He has 33 pressures. That includes 6 sacks. And then for Pittsburgh, on the interior of the offensive line, Connor Dintino has played guard for most of the year. He'll be taking over at center. He's been one of the better offensive linemen in the nation with a 77.6 overall grade, an 82.3 pass block grade, and he's allowed only 4 pressures all season. And finally, it's the Big Ten Championship, Ohio State taking on Northwestern. For Ohio State, they have a great defensive line. Chase Young has really taken over for Nick Bosa. 84 overall grade, a 90.2 pass rush grade that ranks 9th, and 61 pressures. That's tied for 3rd in the nation. On the other side, Northwestern linebacker Patty Fisher needs a huge game. He has an 88.6 overall grade, including a 90.6 mark as a run defender. That ranks 10th in the nation. He also has 39 defensive stops. So there you have it, players to watch in every conference championship game this week, all powered by PFF.